Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It's all go in Rutherglen, but not for the SNP. Even Humza Yousaf has had to come out and say that it's possibly not going to be a good day and that he needs to motivate the SNP voters to get out, otherwise Labour will win. Well, why would he need to motivate the SNP voters? He's always claiming that his party is the most popular in Scotland and that everybody supports him and that they're the bestest ever. But this is already sort of gaslighting for a defeat, isn't it? He's saying, we need to make sure they're motivated, motivation, talking about getting them out, because he knows then he's laying the grounds now for the excuses come next Friday morning. He said, well, we just couldn't get them out. We knew we would have won. If all of the SNP voters had got out, we would have won. But blah, 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 blah. And he's basically laying that groundwork now because he knows that it's up. He knows the job, basically the campaign's over. Labour have won. Katie Loudon is going to disappear back into the anonymity of local politics. She'll never be a front runner again unless they parachute her into some other constituency. She's not going to feature much, coming up because she's seen as a bit of a loser, especially when she says she's not going to work for the people of Rutherglen. She's going to work just for the SNP and what the party needs. That's not a good look. Anyway, we'll take a look at this and see why the SNP are preparing to be defeated. It's great, isn't it? Here goes. Right, before we get into this, I will say, because we're a political channel, we get pushed down. So we need all the help we can get because YouTube hides political channels a bit. They don't like them. And we are also incredibly close to a target. So if you're one of our regulars who's yet to hit the subscribe button, about 63% of you, according to the latest figures that I get from the data, then do please consider hitting that button. It really, really does help the channel way more than you'd ever know, simply because of the way the algorithm works. And also, like the video. That also massively helps. And if you're a new viewer, also, please hit the button and join us as we search for the truth. Anyway, we'll get into this. Humza Yousaf admits SNP supporters need motivating to vote for party in Rutherglen and Hamilton West. That's his way of saying we're going to lose. When they start talking about motivating your supporters, it's only because you know you're looking defeat squarely in the face. And you've got to have that excuse so that come Friday you can stand there and it doesn't look as though people have rejected you, merely that they were a bit busy or there was some rain, it was raining that day, or whatever excuse you're trying to lay down and get ready. Because you can't admit the fact that people are just fed up with the SNP and its string of failed policies. Voters in the constituency go to the polls on October the 5th, next Thursday. 4 days to go now. And Katie Loudon is going head to head with Michael Shanks of Labour, who really is already putting the champagne on ice, ready to pop it at about, 4 o'clock in the morning perhaps, who knows. Humza Yousaf has admitted SNP supporters in Rutherglen and Hamilton West are having to be motivated to back his party next week's election. The Nats face losing the seat they won in 2019 after Margaret Ferrier was removed by voters for breaking her own COVID rules. And, she deserved all she got, sitting there forcing these things on other people and quite incapable of following them herself. Katie Loudon is up against Scottish Labour candidate Michael Shanks in the seat, with it likely to be a two-horse race between the pair. Well, it is. Let's face it, all the polls show it. It's not going to be anyone else. And on Saturday, the SNP leader seemed to back up suggestions from sources that they were struggling to get their vote out. Of course they are. People are starting to realise. They're starting to use their eyes and look around and think, you know what? Things have got to change. Things have got to be better. And you can't keep voting the same people in and expecting change. That's not how it works. Speaking on a visit to Tempo Community Space in Rutherglen on Saturday, Mr Yousaf did not exude confidence, as he merely said he was hopeful that the Nats would win and that it had been a challenging campaign. This, of course, is the language of defeat. This is the language of someone who knows before the polls open that he's lost. It could well come down on the day making sure that we get the vote out, motivate them, and that's what we'll be concentrating on for the next few days. Mr Yousaf and Ms Loudon have chosen to attack Labour and Sir Keir Starmer during the campaign rather than the UK government, and there was no change to that tactic on Saturday. Well, they have to attack because they can't defend. You see, they can't point to their own record and try and defend that because their own record is so appallingly bad. So all they can do is attack the other parties. Well, that's not a sign of confidence in your own party that you can't defend what your party's done. Very, very weird, isn't it? Scottish Labour Deputy Leader Dame Jackie Bailey said these attacks from Humza Yousaf are out of touch, dishonest and desperate. Oh, he is so desperate though. He knows he's going to lose this, and then about a week and a half later they're going to conference up just outside Aberdeen, and he's going to walk out there in front of, I don't know, 12 men and a dog and try and tell them that everything is marvellous and everything is brilliant, having just lost a seat that he gained in 2019. Anyway, while Scottish Labour is out speaking to voters in the area about the issues that matter, tackling the cost of living crisis, making work pay and tackling the epidemic of 1 in 7 Scots on waiting lists, Katie Loudon is shamefully siding with her party bosses on income tax rises and congestion charges, and of course other rises to council tax, rises to beer duty, alcohol duty, which will be a subject at some point today. Depends what order these go out in. And so, yeah, she's sitting there with a party that's constantly putting taxes up while cutting services because they've got this black hole because they've lost billions. So, of course, everyone else is attacking them. It's got to change. Miss Loudon, who wrote a begging letter. Oh, God, she was on her hands and knees, wasn't she? She wrote a begging letter to Labour supporters earlier in the week asking for votes. And she had earlier said a victory would be in the same vein as Winnie Ewing's by-election win in Hamilton over 50 years ago. She couldn't hold a candle to Winnie Ewing. She isn't fit to lace Winnie Ewing's boots. She said it could cause a shockwave in politics, despite the SNP holding the seat. Yeah, it'd be a shockwave if they won it, because it'd be a lot there. You'd need to get the investigation and see who's been fixing the vote. There's no way they can win this. She added, this is a chance for people in this area to send a message. And they're going to send a message, all right. It's just not a message that you'll want to hear. Anyway, she said, we reject Brexit. We reject years of horrible welfare policies, years of austerity, and it's a message for Labour as well. Well, it's your welfare policies. You're in charge of that. And it's your austerity because you're the ones taxing people. You can't blame everything on everyone else. It's your policies. She said, people have had a chance to do that and to send a message to Keir Starmer. We're not going to put up with your lurch to the right because your lurch to the right is to support your vote down south. It's not about doing anything for the voters of Rutherglen and Hamilton West here in this area. They haven't lurched to the right. If you think Labour have lurched to the right, you really haven't got a clue about politics. And of course, again, it's just that constant attack. No defence because nothing can defend what they've done. And the trouble with Katie Loudon is she's, first of all, not very bright. And secondly, she has to toe the party line. She can't represent the people. She can't say what she's going to do for the people. She can only say what she's going to do for the party. Same as all of them. Anyway, I'm finishing there and I'm coming up. So there we are. 4 days to go. We're on that countdown. And Humza Yousaf is coming out and laying down his excuses for defeat already. That's not a man who's confident in his own party, is it? He knows. He absolutely knows. And so does she. And so do we. Everybody knows it's all going wrong for them. And this will just be the latest in a whole string of defeats. You know, because people have had enough. People are seeing through the tissue of lies. People are seeing the results of 16 years of SNP mismanagement. And it's about bloody time. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button. As I say, we're very close to that target and we do need to grow the channel. And you hitting that subscribe button is absolutely immense to doing that. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, 4 more days and we will be able to finally put Katie Loudon out of our minds. Bye.